Well, welcome back to those of you who have been following the series, either in person or watching the replays, and a warm welcome if it's your first time joining. This is Daily AI Prompts for Job Seekers, and I'm William Craig III, a professional career coach. And I've got a clear mission for this series to help you move beyond overwhelm and into action. Fact is, people who put out resources with hundreds of AI prompts are well-meaning, but too many prompts can actually be paralyzing. So instead, I focused on giving you just one powerful, practical prompt each and every day. And my goal is real simple: to help you run your job search, your job campaign with clarity, confidence, and strategy using AI as your assistant, not your replacement. And today, as always, we're building on that momentum. If you missed any of the segments, feel free to watch the replays on my LinkedIn profile or my YouTube channel, and I'll give that information a little bit later. All righty, let's get into it, because as you know, we're not going to be here long. I'm going to go ahead and add our ChatGPT to the stage, and I'm going to move out of the way here so we can see this in its totality. If you've been with us or you've been watching the replays, you know that we have a fictitious job candidate named Miss Mary Mack. Okay, that's right, the one that's all dressed in black. And today, this is the end of the work week. And you know, we do this Monday through Friday. And by the way, starting next week, we'll be back to 12 noon Eastern time, each and every day through the end of the year is the plan. Okay. But we like to end the week with something inspirational. All righty. So if that's not your bag, that's not your thing, I understand. But this is what we do here on Daily AI Prompts for Job Seekers. So today's prompt is real simple. We're asking ChatGPT to generate 5 short reflections inspired by Psalm 37:23 that emphasizes trusting the process during Mary's career transition. And of course, you could do this for yourself. That's the hope anyway. And you can maybe pick your favorite scripture, all righty, as it relates to trusting the process during your career transition. So let's see what ChatGPT has to say to encourage Mary today. And I hope you all are safe wherever you may be. There's been wild weather across the country, and we're living in interesting times for sure. But my thoughts and prayers are with all of you as you go about your day. All righty, so Chat says, absolutely. Here are 5 short reflections inspired by Psalm 37:23, which says, the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delights in his way. Each one is designed to encourage Mary as she walks through her career transition and leans into trusting the process. So number 1, Mary, we want you to know every step counts, even when it feels slow. Every step has been ordered. That phone call, that rejection, that one quiet morning, it's all part of the path that he's laid out. Keep walking. God's not just watching your journey, he's directing it. Oh my goodness. That's some good stuff right there all by itself, huh? But I'm not going to stop there. We asked for 5, so let's see what else we have here. Delays are not denials. Oh, I've heard that saying so many times. God's delays are not, or man's delays are not God's denials. Waiting doesn't mean wandering. Oh, that's good. Gosh, I'm not going to do it. If the steps are ordered, then so is the pause. Oh my goodness, ChatGPT, you are thrilling me today. Don't rush the silence. Rest in it. God's timing is not behind, it's right on purpose. And I am going to come back to this one because I want to speak on this briefly based on my own history. You don't have to build the map. You're not called to know every turn, just to trust the one holding the compass. Trust the process, not because it's easy, but because the planner is faithful. And I would add knowledgeable, purposeful, and intentional. Oh my goodness. Number 4, starts, stops, and setbacks are still steps, okay? Even the detours belong to him. That almost opportunity, that no after the third interview that you thought went so well, it's still part of the route. He delights in your steps, not just your landings. Oh, wow. And number 5, you're not lost, you're being led. Oh, I love that one already. This season may feel uncertain, but you're not off course. You're in motion under divine direction. Stay faithful to the step in front of you. God will handle the destination. Would you like these turned into a printable reflection card set? Forgive me. Would you like these turned into a printable reflection card set or a mini devotional PDF for Mary to keep nearby during her search? Oh my goodness gracious, I sure would. Let me go back because I want to address something. Number 2, delays are not denials. Waiting doesn't mean wandering. So often I talk to clients and program participants that I'm working with, and because they haven't gotten what they've been looking for in the time that they feel they should have gotten it, they start to wander. They start to say, oh, well, I guess I need to start looking for something else. I guess what I really wanted was too lofty. It's out of my reach. I guess nobody's going to hire me to do this thing that I know I'm qualified for, maybe even feel I'm called to do, but I guess nobody's going to hire me because I haven't been getting any hits, or I've only been getting rejections, or maybe I've just been getting crickets. Maybe even the crickets have gone silent. And understand that waiting doesn't mean that you start to wander. And waiting doesn't mean that you're on the wrong path. This job market that we're in at the time of this recording, and we're live today, but you may be watching this on replay, we're in a crazy job market because there's been a lot of start and stop and stop and go in the administration as regards to certain policies. And corporate America has been a little antsy about how they move forward. So you got to understand that it's not just you. The other thing is this, and very important point, I want you to hear me. Networking, networking, networking. So many of you are relying on clicking apply and clicking apply and clicking apply, and nothing's happening, and you're becoming discouraged. Can I just tell you a little secret? Clicking apply is the slow boat to China, as mom would say. Clicking apply doesn't guarantee a whole lot these days, because if you're clicking apply 9.5 times out of 10, you're sending your information through an applicant tracking system, or ATS. And if you have not customized that resume, or in your application don't have the correct amount of keywords and phrases from the job description, or that they programmed into that applicant tracking system, guess what? You're not going to make it through. And so nobody's ever going to see your application or your resume. But here we go. You don't know that. So you click apply 300 times, you get nothing. Oh, well, I guess they're not hiring me because I'm too old. I'm too young. I don't have enough experience. I'm not qualified. And any other number of reasons that come into your head. And I want you to understand that, again, networking is the key. If you don't know how to network, well, William, I don't have a huge network. You don't have to have a huge network. You just know how to navigate the networks. That's part of what I coach around with my private clients, as well as those that I'm engaged with in various programming that I work with. You don't have to have a huge network. In fact, one of my previous participants actually got hired by someone that she hadn't been in touch with in 12 years. Former coworker, who, by the way, happened to now be in a position to be the hiring manager, and reached out to her on LinkedIn because he saw her information on LinkedIn. And I can't speak enough about the power of LinkedIn. It is such a robust tool that so many people avoid. I'm just going to use that word because I talk to so many people, and this is one of the things. Oh, I'm just not good at it. Oh, I don't know how to use it. Well, then it's time to learn. It's time to get good at it. And when you've got someone who's willing to help you, oh my goodness, it's not like you got to do it alone. So it's not the time to wander just because you find yourself waiting. Maybe it's the time to learn what you need to do during the period of waiting. It goes on. It says, if the steps are ordered, then so is the pause. God will have us in a holding pattern at times. Sometimes it's because of who we need to become on the path to the thing that we want. For some of us, we got to burn out some of the ego, some of the arrogance, some of the I'm better than everybody else. Why is this happening to me? I've got XYZ number of degrees, or I've got XYZ number of years of experience. This shouldn't be happening to me. You know what? It's called the great equalizer, is what it's called. Waiting is called the great equalizer. Because while you're waiting, you're in a spot where, again, you can reflect. And many of you need to reflect. I know I'm coming tough. This is supposed to be inspiration for the end of the week, right? Well, I want to give you something to think about. Because until we get our mindset right, guess what? Many things are not going to happen for us. Why take the baggage of our past into our future? Let's get some things right inside so that we can go into this next iteration of our career and truly contribute in a way that is meaningful and fulfilling, not just for us, but for others as well. Don't rush the silence. Rest in it. This is another interesting point, and I truly get it because, again, I was at a place where I was unemployed for about a year and a half. And as I went into that season, it was humbling, and it made me scratch my head, as they say, a few times, because I'd always been the guy who would apply for multiple jobs and then have to choose which one I wanted. It's been that way pretty much all my life. When I applied, coming up in the New York City school system, came time to go to high school, there were certain schools that you had to apply to. I applied for 5 schools. I got accepted to 4. So here we go. At a very young age, I got accustomed to being able to choose. And so this followed me. And here I was, I reached a patch where, nothing was happening. If you read some of the information, or in one of my webinars, I talk about being unemployed man, not even being able to buy a job. But guess what? It was in that silence, it was in resting in that silence that I learned to depend not on my own abilities, but I learned how to depend on God. I learned how to trust, again, a higher power than myself, or even an individual who was looking at my resume. And one of the things that I did was I hired a coach. And that coach showed me the different changes in the marketplace, which is why I wasn't getting any responses. And I did what my coach told me to do. And I came across that job description and looked at it and said, wow, well, I've never done this before. I've never held this title, but I've got a bunch of, I didn't call it transferable skills at the time. I just said, I know I can do this. But now in hindsight, I know that what I looked at were my transferable skills. And because of them, I knew that I could do the job, and I wanted to do the job, and I needed a job, and the pay seemed pretty good as well. And I'll save the rest of that for another time. But that job led to what I'm doing now. And it wasn't a straight path. It was a very crooked path. It was a winding road, the long and winding road. Some of you are old enough to know that song. If not, go ahead to YouTube, type it in there, long and winding road. Listen to it. You'll enjoy it. But this is what you got to understand, that when you're in those places, even on the highway, when you are going, let's just take 95, whether you're going north or south on 95, every now and then there are things called rest stops. And you've been driving for a while, fatigue sets in, you need to pull over and rest. And the same is true for your job campaign, for your job search. When you're feeling that fatigue, you need to pull over and rest and understand that the best thing to do at that point is rest in him. Give it to him. Allow him to do what it is that he's doing. So sometimes he's preparing you, but guess what? Sometimes he's preparing the opportunity or others at the opportunity for you. And I know for some of you, you may not understand what I'm talking about, but for those of you who do, I need you to reconnect with that faith that lives deep down inside of you and not give up. And understand that it may not be anything wrong with you. Maybe there's an opportunity that he's preparing for you. So that when you get to that opportunity, they're going to say, where have you been? We've been looking for you. We've needed somebody like you for the last 3 years. It's possible. And finally, God's timing is not behind. It's right on purpose. You know, the old folks used to say he's an on-time God. He may not come when you want him, but he's always on time. I like this. He's on purpose too. There's a reason. When you get this next opportunity, it's not just for you to be there to pay your bills. It's not just for you to be there to swell your chest to say, I'm this or that. Okay, I've got this title. That's not what it's for. There's something that you're supposed to do as it relates to others, as it relates to pouring into others, as it relates to helping others, as it relates to helping that company be successful, that organization reach their mission. So understand, every step counts. Delays are not denials. You don't have to build the map. Starts, stops, and setbacks are still steps, and you're not lost. You're being led. Let me get the link for this and update link. And again, if you're not seeing the links, then please let me know, and I'll be happy to make sure that you get the links. Okay, comment. Let's see here. I like Jeremiah 29:11. Yes, for I know the plans that I have for you, right? To cause you good and not harm, right? And give you an expected end, right? Love it, love it, love it. So I've just posted this. It should be in the Get Up and Get a Job. As a matter of fact, let me just show you. If you are looking to see the replays, you can go to my LinkedIn profile, William W. Craig 3, and that's on LinkedIn, of course, in the events area, or go to my YouTube channel, Get Up and Get a Job. Yes, that's the YouTube channel, Get Up and Get a Job. If you don't see them, please reach out to me. Send me a note on LinkedIn. Put a comment on the YouTube channel. Please subscribe. Certainly like, but subscribe to the YouTube channel. Connect with me. Don't just follow me on LinkedIn. Connect with me. I want to be connected with you. And again, I'll be happy to get whatever information that you need so that you can move forward comfortably in your job campaign. All right, let me tell you, our episode today has been sponsored by, come on here. Sponsored by me. Do you need help with your career, but you're not sure just how to start? Well, engage me as your career coach. Guess what? You can work with me for as little as $3.85 a day. Can you believe that? Oh my gosh, just go to williamcanhelp.com. Also today, protect little lungs. We're in a season where the germs just have their way with our little ones, and then we love on them and they share their germs with us. I've been through that. Both of my grandchildren have gone to preschool and to daycare and come back with RSV. In one of those instances, I got it, became very ill. They literally sent me home to die because this was before the vaccine, all righty, and before all the RSV testing. But nonetheless, do what you can to protect the little one. Go watch the video, the scientific video there at protectlittlelungs.com. And then I've got something free for you. Free, yes, FREE. The 3 things that employers expect you to know but won't tell you. Huh? That's pretty good. Simply go to careertransitionsecrets.com. That's all. Again, there's no cost, no obligation of any kind. Careertransitionsecrets.com. You'll be able to download the 3 things that employers expect you to know but won't tell you. All right, listen, I am so happy to be able to share this with you. Remember, next week we go back to 12 noon Eastern time. Just go to LinkedIn to William W. Craig 3. That's the number 3. Go to the event section. You'll see, and you can click on attend, and I look forward to seeing you then. Look, in the meantime, in between time, have a wonderful weekend and stay safe in all that you do. God bless. Bye-bye now.